Alright guys, I'm gonna go and this is my quick reaction or fresh take on seeing Thor Love and Thunder. So I'll get back to you after the show. Hello everybody, I'm back. This is my fresh take. I just got out of the theater from watching Thor Love and Thunder. This is the Rob in Real Time channel. So this is my quick take on it. Okay, so let's talk about what Thor Love and Thunder is about. Essentially, it's kind of like the feel of Thor and Love and Thunder is very much like the very rock and roll. You're gonna hear a lot of like, you like Guns N' Roses, well, you're gonna hear a lot of that in this movie. What else? The story was very what I felt, it was kind of convoluted. It went kind of all over the place. There's humor like two screaming goats that if you see the movie you know what I'm talking about, but that are just quite random and they just kind of came out of nowhere, you know. So I don't know what that was all about or whose idea was that. It seems like a very random idea that just popped into someone's head in a meeting. So to me, you know, the first when you hear something scream, it's kind of funny at first, but they were kind of like a honking horn throughout the movie. But imagine now they're screaming goats. You know, if you hear, imagine me just saying honk honk throughout the movie. Well, now it's scream instead of my honk honk. There's some hidden Easter eggs throughout the Marvel. There's this Thor movie. It kind of restores what happened between Thor and Natalie Portman's character, Jane Foster. Chris Hemsworth returns as Thor again, of course. What happened was there's this character played by Christian Bale, who's kind of like a god slayer, and the movie starts out with a peril between this pantheon of gods of Christian Bale's character out trying to murder people, so murder these deities, right? So it's up to Thor, Jane Foster, Korg, who was like that rock person who's like the thing, who's the other thing, played by Waititi, who's voiced by Taika Waititi, who's the gray thing, I guess. Then also there's Kat Dennings came in, but she was only in it for like a minute or two. I'm like, okay, she had a very, very small role. It's kind of like, what happened, man? She should have got a bigger role. Like, she's Jane Foster's friend, you know, and you kind of, with the Jane Foster's character, there's an incident there's a certain event that happens to her where there's a lot of weight to it and very seriousness, and the movie just does this thing where it's just so jokey about such a touchy, serious subject matter. When it came with the Jane, like the character Jane Foster, all of a sudden it's a serious tone, and I'm like, that's not funny, you know? It's not funny. Because of the character, what happens to Jane Foster's character, and it just didn't hit me in the right spot. It didn't come off funny. So it kind of bummed me out a little. I mean, I guess we were supposed to be fun. I mean, if the feeling was to get me to bum out about Jane Foster, well, it kind of worked. But so you know, I cared about Natalie Portman's character a lot. Well, did she emasculate Thor? Yeah, kind of. The character was already kind of really emasculated. Poor Chris Hemsworth was playing an emasculated Thor, man, and it was. They really took away his, his machismo and stuff, and kind of made him docile. They dociled him. They civilized this wild Viking, this space, what they call the space Viking. They made him docile. So yeah, that's kind of like the sad thing about the Thor character that, we're all kind of realizing that's happening. Christian Bale, I do like Christian Bale's character. They did some weird editing with him. He looks kind of awkward in some bad spots, like they burst the image, and you can see his has a mark right here. And that's a very that's not something you can just do an inverse image on, and if people are gonna catch it. It is, and so and plus Christian Bale. I mean, it's Christian Bale. Your eyes are gonna be like on Christian Bale. He was a Batman, and he played other great characters like American Psycho and all this stuff. So. They do the title screen. There was fun. I did enjoy like the first act and the second act, and it had me going like the first act. It started ramping up, and then it kind of de-escalated as the story went. And by the third act, they kind of lost me. It's similar to what made the third act of Star Wars, the original trilogy. Remember Return of the Jedi? Remember the little fuzzy Ewoks? Okay, enough said. See, so they did this thing with fuzzy Ewoks, except there was no fuzzy Ewoks, but those were replaced by other characters. So, and it kind of became like, what am I looking at here? Surprisingly, you'd think they'd be honking at me because I'm recording while I'm driving, but they got someone else that wasn't paying attention at the light. They were probably staring at their cell phone too. Yeah, so there was a lot of weird stuff that was going on. Just things that did not quite fit in the movie. It didn't come together. Like, I mean, there was a nice message. There was a kind of like a cool message to it, but I don't know. Sometimes I didn't know what the heck I was watching. This movie is good though if you can watch it in parts and pieces. It's one of those movies like to watch it, and you have to kind of. I feel like you have to watch it a couple of more times to appreciate it, because Ragnarok. It did have the feel of the Ragnarok movie, of course. So just to tie it up, guys. So pretty much. But did I like it? I mean, it's entertaining. I mean, it entertained. Was it super woke? Yeah, it was a little bit woke in it. There was a lot of humor with, homosexuality and stuff like that. Which, I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but that's kind of like, there were times we were kind of wondering if Thor was having like a bromance, or was he falling in love with Chris Pratt's character in Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's nothing I'm revealing too much of there, because they showed that in the previews. So that's one thing I was kind of like, where are they going with here, right? Anyway, so as I said, this movie is like a 2 point. If 2.5 is 5, I guess it would be like 2.7 or 2.7 for a 6. So kind of like it's just slightly above average, but there is a lot to be. They left a lot of stuff out that needed to be worked on. it's just an okay popcorn movie. Don't take it too serious. Leave your brain at the door kind of movie. Just enjoy it. I just got in. I just went just to enjoy the air conditioning and really just to get away from the house for a little bit, get out of my brain for a second, and just not, for my own sanity. I've been just working like a lot, and I just been like grinding. Rob in real time with Thor Love and Thunder. It really kind of missed the mark for me. I wish things happened a different way. There was good things in it, but it just kind of missed. And so it's one of those movies that's great in pieces and parts, but to sit through it, you're gonna be a little like perplexed. I think a lot of people. I didn't hear people applauding at the end of the movie, so I go by that as a gauge of was it good or not, And so not all audiences applaud, but in this theater that I go to, usually folks do applaud when they see something good. So that's it. This is Rob in Real Time signing out.